Hello and welcome back to more Shadows over Loathing. We are here at the Snackle Mill. We were actually here looking for some snackle cakes, but it seems that there might be more to this location. If we can go inside. It doesn't appear locked, but sure doesn't open. Closer inspection, it seems rusted shut. We can force it open, though. It looks like the abandoned factory has been occupied by one of Ocean City's various gangs of street hoodlums, namely the Doughboys. They're hanging out here in their leather jackets and white aprons, bragging about their sourdough starters and using rude words like focaccia and son of a brioche. Or they were until you made a huge racket getting in here. Now they're staring knives at you and also pointing knives at you, and they're bread knives, which are serrated, so you really don't want to get stabbed with one. The Doughboys are clearly less aggressive than other street gangs, and they're glaring at you and muttering angrily to each other instead of already having attacked you. However, it's also clear that you aren't getting past them without a fight. Yeah, take some chemicals and some mana-enriched flour. Can apparently do some cooking. We got in fancy foods, haunted croutons, or refried bread. Can I cook the croutons? Yeah, I can. They're all out of mana-rich flour. I got haunted croutons, though. Oblivion burger. Or grease patty. Let's make a grease patty. And, make an oblivion burger. So make a handful of croutons and wave them in the mist until they get super haunted. Flatten the grease into a patty, but you can't bring yourself to actually cook it. Form the spooky mist in the shape for a regular non-spooky burger. Cool. You can also squirm through the back of them. Interesting. Well, we're gonna fight them either way. Ow. You hurt my turtle. How dare. What are y'all gonna do? Wow. They are not messing around. I gotta take this guy out. At the very least, reduce his muscle. Actually, that'll do. Let's add the flute. Then bugle him. Wow. They do a lot of damage. They're going to heal them. Don't really need to worry about that. They got stench armor. Good sacks. I think, yeah. Feed some doughboys on their home turf. Got a chef's hat. +2 to magical weapon attacks. Doughboy Loaf. Deals your muscle +2 physical damage. Doughboy Rolling Pin. Deal 2 physical damage to all enemies. My turf now. It's strange that this group of doughboys didn't immediately attack you when you were roughing up the other group with them. Maybe they don't like each other that much. Must be the boss's office, since it's the only office. Hey, shouts one of the remaining doughboys. Away from that door, ya muffin forker. Ow. You guys aren't quite as... Okay, you're pretty bad. I was gonna say you weren't quite as bad as last time, but no, that's okay. To get the flute up, I'm going to take you out. This guy. Bugle him. We'll take out the turtle. Hobie takes out that guy. Yeah, I've yet to open this book, so... That's fun. Doughboys couldn't stand your heat. The leader of the doughboys, identifiable by the fact that he has the greasiest hat and more rivets on his jacket than the other doughboys, is not by the fact that he is in the manager's office, doesn't notice you when you enter, appears to be focused on several large piles of wet red dough lying on the ground around him. Weird. Do we have any, not enough to buy an upgrade? If interested in the history of Ocean City baking industry, the shelf of receipts would be a treasure trove, but you are not. Probably not so dense that you can get closer where he does. What the? Who the hell are you? Hi, I'm Opal Hughes, jazz agent. You are? Scowls angrily, trying to decide between yelling at you to get out or bragging about himself. I'm Ross Doman Sabada, best baker in the city. Nice to meet you. Now get out. So what are you doing with all these piles of dough? Not that it's any business of yours, but I'm perfecting my recipe for bread golems. Soon I'm going to be running this town. Oh yeah? You and what army? Me and an army of bread golems. Were you not listening? Probably shouldn't let you get away with this. You'll be lucky to get away with all your arms and legs. Rise, my minions, rise! Waves his arms wildly, and the bread dough around him congeals into 2 large bread golems. Ow! Those bread golems pack a punch. But they are pretty flimsy. I can at least take out I can definitely take out one of them this turn. Yeah. Okay, so let's start off with flute. We're gonna need that. He's going to go after Obi. And the red golem can't do anything, so okay. Damage. Bleeding. Doesn't have any resistance. The reed slice will deal more damage, so. Of course, someone is deciding to mow their lawn right now, so. Got Obi, unfortunately. Maybe you get some more hit points for that fella. Took a rocket heal. Then bugle your boss. Looks like those golems are only half-baked. We got Sibada's pants. Pair of white pants, actually a pair of brown pants that are completely covered in flour. We got some more mana-rich flour. Got a dough baby recipe. Interesting. I guess we need more than just flour to cook. Makes sense. Okay. We should probably go drop off those snackle cakes. You notice a pile of yellowish-white grit in the middle of the road. You catch a whiff of it and identify it as muscle corn. Must have fallen off a truck and been run over by a series of different trucks. It's powerful stuff and you shouldn't let it go to waste. Separating wheat from chaff with a more modern spin. Interesting. What is that going to do? Is it like, maybe we can cook it into something? Maybe? I don't know. Either way. Yeah, any luck in those snackle cakes? I'm really jonesing for whatever it is they used for frosting. Yeah, I finally found some. Here you go. Thanks a million! Here's some meat for the cakes, and I'll also give you some sit-in tips. Oh, even more moxie. Thanks, Marvin. See you around. Wait. Oh, yeah, that's just expert sitter. Yeah. Okay, so we do need to go to the Broadwalk. We do need to go to Plunkett Street. Obi stops and calls your attention to a small park the two of you are walking past. Look, there's a fair number of folks out today. Are we in a hurry? Guess not. Why? Pulls out his oboe's case and drops 2 meat in his hand and hands it to you. I'm thinking it's a crying shame to waste such an opportunity. An opportunity to sell me your hat? Is busking legal here? A good idea. I'm down for a free lunch. Is busking legal here? Kid, don't be such a square. Anyway, we'll be long out of here before anyone makes a fuss. Well, okay. You pass the hat while Obi belts out some tunes, and the two of you split the take afterwards. I probably could have joined Obi if you wanted a bugle. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put on the hat. assume this does not count as a magic weapon. This would be a magic weapon. Yeah. That chef's hat. Could do some fishing, but don't think we need to worry about that. The moment. Off to Plunkett Street. Opie stops at the entrance to an alley and looks around. Hold up a sec, I'm hearing a familiar melody. I don't hear anything. I mean it in a metaphorical sort of way, saying I'm right on the edge of remembering. Taps one foot in thought for a moment, then his eyes brighten, he snaps his fingers. Climbing up onto some trash bins, he pulls down a box that was wedged behind some drain pipes. Ha! What a thing to forget. Come to Papa, baby! He opens the box, revealing some smaller boxes and some tin cans. Genuine Cola Wars rations, pork and beans, hardtack bread, whole can of cola syrup, and carbonation tablets. You were in the war? Nope, I can carry a tube, but my feet are flat. Plus, I got conscientious objector status on account of being a pepper. This stuff is army surplus I stashed away against Lena times. You aren't planning on eating that, are you? Even in cans, it's still 10 years old at least. The beans and bread, no. The syrup, though, this stuff don't go bad. It goes good. Pulls out a church key and punches a hole in the can. Nice hiss. Takes a swig. His eyes go wide. Woo! Now that's what I'm talking about. Oh, got plus 5 HP. That is really useful. People like hitting him for some reason. So we need to look up the date that we found on that tombstone. The cover story for that date is the sinking of the Porquad, a whaling vessel that operated off the coast of Ocean City. The story says the wreck had only one survivor, Captain Augustus Durch. Despite his best efforts to go down with the ship, he was rescued and transported to shore by a friendly otter. He was starting to enjoy doing this kind of research. Got Newshound, extra XP for learning new things from the newspaper archive. Simultaneously tragic and adorable. Okay, so now we go to Durch's house. And by go to Durch's house, I mean get interrupted again. While meandering the streets of Ocean City, you encounter a man carrying a medium-sized piece of luggage. Not brief enough to be called a briefcase, but unsuitable as a suitcase for more than 2 suits. Hey there, friend, you look like someone who appreciates a fine pair of pants. Do I? What does that even look like? Astute, discerning, even, dare I say, perspicuous. Probably mispronounced that. I've never met anyone who dared to say that word before. Listen, I've got a pair of pants that are gonna knock your socks off. What? A pair of slacks that are oddly stiff and shiny. Feast your eyes on these babies. What's up with them? Sleaze armor? They're waxed, guaranteed grease-proof, and they're yours for only 20 meat. Deal. Great, there's one pair of pants you aren't going to regret. That reminds me, we actually do have a couple different kinds of pants. I don't think we need Sleaze armor at the moment. I want to ask you about the Porquad. Alright, you'd better come in. What do you want? Well, I'm from the Ocean City Watchful Eye, you know, the newspaper? Don't trust newspapers nor newspaper reporters neither. Well, nor otters. Fortunately, I'm only one of those 3 things. Can I ask you about the Vorquad? Ain't nothing to say. Storm blew up unexpected. We hit a funny rock. All hands lost. It was 3 decades ago. Why are you bothering me now? It's a slow news day. What was so funny about the rock? You ever see a 30-foot black basalt obelisk sticking straight out of the ocean? Can't say I have. Me neither, and I've been sailing that route for years. I guess when you said funny, you didn't mean it as haha. It's with the rocks in your front yard. I ain't know nothing about those except for the date marker I put. Did they just come with the house? New one pops up every once in a while. What's that got to do with anything? Nothing, I guess. How many men were in your crew? Well, there's Pegleg, Handsome Jeff, and less Handsome Jeff, and Old Barnacle Face. Looks askance at the row of urns. And the other one, so 5. The 5th sailor's name? I ain't recall. He was new, just signed on for the last voyage. Didn't talk much. Eerie fella, to be honest. Eerie? Spooky, and that's all I gotta say about him. Do you have a lot of urns? Crew's bodies washed ashore after a time. Didn't figure they'd want a sea burial after what happened, so I had him cremated. Well, except that 5th feller weren't never found. I ain't recall how that urn got there. He was a member of the crew, right and proper though, so he got as much a right to be here as any of them. If you visit that little cathedral? Sure, I used to go and pay my respects once in a while. Back before my knee started acting up, got plenty of urns to talk to right here though. Talk to the urns? Yep, we shoot the breeze, relive old glories and such. He'd say that like they talk back. They do, and I can see from your face you don't believe me, so you can ask them yourself then, lubber. Guess I'll have a chat with the urns. Fine, well, if you got any more questions to ask me, ask them now. I'm tired of this chit-chat. Obi, this is weird, right? Wash basin is full of salt water. Fish in this wash basin. Got a spearmint taffy. Nice. Increase the damage of your ranged attacks by 1. Oh dear. This would be a Commodore's commode. Fishing rod is caked in salt, either hasn't been cleaned in a while, or the captain uses it to catch horses. An elderly gray cat nervously washes itself in the corner. Cat shies away from your touch. Notice he's wearing a collar that says Ishmael. It's a glass vessel filled with whale blubber. Blubber lamp. Love it. Say it again. Okay. Said blubber lamp enough. Hey, would you mind if I purloined this fishing rod? Got a item, salty fishing rod. Captain Shriek's horse in his sleep. Finds the fishing pole and harpoon in case you want to go fishing, but know what order of magnitude of fish you're after. Ranged muscle plus 3. Pigleg Johnny. Captain is asleep and muttered gruffly to her. Yar there, Johnny. You can speak freely now, sir. I got rid of that no-good landlubber. You're Captain. What'd you want anyhow? Nothing of import to your basic landlubber prattle, trying to sell newspapers and like. Paid no, never mind. So, how are things? Oh, no problem, Captain. Everything's shipshape. Always happy to chew the sea biscuit with you, though. Let's reminisce about old times. Great, I love hearing your stories of nautical adventure. Oh, instead of that, why don't you tell me about how you got the name Peg Leg Johnny? Well, it's because of me leg, right? Get a peg leg? Sure, how'd you get it? I got it because I lost the original leg. I'd assume so, yeah, yar, but how? Weren't you there when it happened? Time for my nap. So how you been doing there, handsome Jeff? Boot sailing, capping. You feel like talking over old times? Sure, yar, why not? Right then, which particular yarn from your past have you got on your mind? Oh, actually, let's talk about you. Me? The fella next to you is less handsome Jeff I, so is this the judgment of your relative's appearance is literal, or is it more of an ironic reversal sort of deal, yar? Well, you never... Wait a minute, don't you remember what we actually look like? Yes, of course I gotta do. Go, bye. Anything on your mind, Captain? Well, like what? Yeah, I know. If you wanted to wax nostalgic about old times or something. So, yar. About those old times. Yeah, sure, right you are, Captain. The old times we had together. We sure did. Any of them. Everything going all right? Aye, Captain, nary a cloud in the sky. Good. Great. You in a chatting mood? Sure. You know me, Captain, I'm at a few words and all. Happy to listen, though. Right. Well, actually, I was wondering about your name there, Thor. Barnacle Face? What about it? Just wondering why. I mean, of course I know why, but if you have any insight into... I mean, you've never actually said that you've never asked before, so I thought you'd already... Right, yeah, obviously, I already... Anyway, if you're not comfortable discussing it, it's fine. Obi, this is going terrible. So, Sailor, how goes it? I'd ask what's new, but the, Not talkative one, are you, matey? Was you never were come to that. So, as you were then, could use some smokes, Captain. What? Smokes? Smokes that as in cigarettes? Aye. Doesn't Urn want with cigarettes? Alright, then leave them on the table like usual, please. Huh. Huh. I mean, I can go get some cigarettes for the urn. Oh, I don't have the mysticality to tutor these poor street urchins. Could get this field manual on get orchestra strike. Definitely gotta get that. Study the ways in which the army used controversial music to demoralize and injure enemy soldiers. It's kind of funny what counted as controversial music when the manual was written. Sometimes you need to punctuate your violence with even more intense violence. There's an appendix full of charts, frequencies, which bones they'll shatter if you play them loudly enough. You can memorize it if you took the time. Do additional 2 points of damage. Not now. Back to Durch. You barely have time to react as the ground shakes and shudders violently without warning, then bursts in a rain of earth as several large, slimy tentacles force their way out of the ground, writhing and twisting and groping at their surroundings. Incidentally, the reaction you barely had time to make was, "Ah!" That is fair. You get attacked. They're all attacking me. Interesting. Well, I mean... Oh, nice. Ow. I can still orchestra strike? That's even better. I need 10 of those things if I want to tackle you. Tentacle skin hatband. Not sure what's the inside of a tentacle is any different from the outside, but this is some part of the outside part. Add 1 spooky armor to a hat. Curious. Follow the trail of disturbed earth and cracked pavement from the place where the tentacles popped out of the ground to the place where presumably they popped in, and by presumably I mean obviously, because that place is a house with slimy writhing tentacles poking out of all its holes. Did you have to phrase it that way? Kid Tentacle House. We'll come back to Tentacle House. You're there, sailor. You're Captain, any word on those smokes? Oh, your smoke's right. Aren't you worried about getting the ashes mixed up? Leave them on the table there if you please. Put the cigarettes on the tray and quickly hatch a plan. Approaching the 5th urn, you put on Captain Durch's voice again. Arr, matey, your smokes be upon the table as you wanted. Appreciate it, Captain. You hide behind the captain, who is snoring in his chair. After a time, the bookcase slides aside, and an unshaven, shifty-looking man pokes his head out and glances around surreptitiously. Then he tiptoes over to the table, picks up a pack of cigarettes, and returns to the secret door. The bookcase slides shut behind him. Well, what do you know, O.B.? Must be a catch, literally. The Nautical Guide to Lieutenant Harbor, Seaman's Manual of Ropes and Knots, Practical Secret Doors for the Home Handyman. I mean... Flip the book open, start rifling through pages until you find one with the page corner turned down. Diagram of the page shows 3 most common unobtrusive latch mechanism for bookshelf-based secret doors, and upon closer inspection, the bookcase is using the second one. Nice. Give a respectful salute to all these dead soldiers. Maybe this guy thinks it's treasure, but it looks like trash to you. Hey, what are you doing in Were you seriously about to ask me what I'm doing in here? Yeah, even as I was saying it, it sounded stupid. How did you find me? I hid and watched when you came out for your smokes. Oh, that was you? I thought the captain's voice didn't sound quite right. So what's the deal? Well, it's basically just what it looks like. Looks like you're hiding in an old man's house to rob him while he sleeps. In that case, that's not at all what it looks like. I'm listening. I'll admit, at first I was planning on robbing him. Figure an old sea captain must have secret treasure, right? Wasn't a pirate. No, it turned out he's just a lonely old man with nobody to talk to except, well, his old sailing buddies, so I started hanging out back here and chatting with him through the wall. Didn't find it strange. He was a little spooked at first. Once I got a handle on how the different voices should sound and I learned enough to keep up with the anecdotes, he relaxed. It's nice to have someone to talk to, even if the situation is kind of weird, right? So that's all? Just do this because you feel sorry for him? Yeah, well, I won't pretend I don't like having somewhere to stay rent-free, and his pension from the shipping company is pretty good, and his short-term memory is kind of bad, so he doesn't pay much attention to the fact that he's buying food for 2 people. He's a good guy, and it's an easy life. Don't screw it up for us, okay? But what's it to you anyway? Hear about the stolen urn? Oh yeah, that was probably a mistake. He'd mentioned the 5th sailor a few times, so I thought he might like the whole crew together, you know, so I lifted a random urn from the little cathedral to fill the spot. It seemed like a good idea at the time. The vicar needs it back. Okay, it'll be weird if it just vanishes though. Can you swap it for another one? The captain doesn't open them, so you won't notice there's no ashes in it. Fine. Come on, Obi. Gotta go across the whole flippin' town again. Opal proceeds to annoyedly ramble to Obi all the way until this man shows up again. Stuff boar meat in poor Opal's face. Why are these trees so hard to get around? Long before you actually turn the corner, you hear two Glocklins playing their high-pitched plinky glockenspiels extremely loudly. By the time you actually get up to them, well, you're not totally deaf, but you wish you were. Geez, can you two tone it down a bit? Ha! Tone it down, you say. What about if we tone it up? What if we uptone? They start playing even louder. It's like if somebody lowered a Tommy gun with pixie dust and shot you through the ears. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give y'all a music less. Hello, Tentacle Buddy. Tentacle Buddy. Tentacle Buddy. Now, I doesn't know how to play the glockenspiel, and they're just gonna hit Opal with it. Oh. Tentacle Buddy? I'm confused. Eardrums are eternally grateful. Oh, hey, one of them dropped some kind of map. Glockenspiel flyer. Advertising flyer for a Glockenspiel store. Are we not going to talk about the tentacle? Okay. Replace the urn. Yeah, I've switched out the urn. So we're square then, everything's Jake. This is real shady and weird. You should just be honest with the guy. Yeah, I guess you're right. I gotta build up to it though. If I just pop out of the bookshelf at him, he's liable to have a heart attack or try and kill me. Well, good luck. Hey! Ishmael seems a lot calmer. You can now pet Ishmael to receive a boon. I will pet him. Okay, so I guess +1 physical armor. Ishmael's +1 mysticality. Let's get Ishmael's boon. Give him a good petting. Back to St. Polycarp. You see an IRS agent through the window of a diner struggling with his paperwork. Pinch his cheek and keep walking. I keep getting asked to do mysticality work, and I do not have the mysticality for that. Okay, I guess I'll go give the urn to the vicar. Here you go. Oh, wonderful, I'll get this polished and reinstalled right away. Blessings upon you, my child. In fact, let's make that blessing literal. I have some holy water of St. Polycarp here somewhere. Ah, here we go. Flashes some on forehead. Get St. Polycarp's forehead +1 muscle. The patron saint of bodybuilders. That burns. Just kidding. Say, whose ashes are in that urn anyway? Unfortunately, we don't know his name, but he was a sailor who washed ashore near here after a shipwreck. Some of the locals took him in, but he didn't survive the night. Poor fellow. He was interred here as an act of charity. Was it about 50 years ago, give or take? Oh, no, it was more like 300 years ago. Interesting. Interesting. He was a bit of a ghostly figure, now wasn't he? So, got 70 points. We could buy something like Rhythm in Your Blood, extra Moxie and max HP, Photosynthetic, XP from Gathering, and Health Regen. Could really use that health regen. Getting that health regen. We're now photosynthetic. Where to go? Where to go? We haven't been to Miss Brewster's. We haven't been to Tentacle House. Could go to the Fridge Factory. Do also need to stop, so I'm gonna pop down to Plunkett Street, because I remember there being like a hobo code thing there somewhere, I think. On a street corner, encountered a woman in a welding mask using tightly focused magical fire to cut the fenders off a parked car. Hey, that isn't... I'm pretty sure that isn't your car. There's a polite cough behind you. Turn around to see a muscular woman in oil-stained coveralls casually flipping a large wrench in one hand. Is this your car? I have to lie. Opal is a liar. Yes. No, it ain't. It ain't your business neither. So maybe we should teach you a little lesson about minding your business. You just said that isn't mine. I bamboozle. Listen, you gals are going about this all wrong. You'll get much more usable parts off this jalopy if you take it back to your garage first, instead of trying to strip it quick and dirty on the street before a cop shows up. Well, we usually do, but Hotwire Nancy's visiting her ma today. Good thing you met me then. You two go ahead and get your tools ready. I'll get the car there for you. What are you gonna do about it? Just so happens I know a guy. Give her a wink and shoot at the old finger guns. I know a guy who owes me a favor and owns a record truck. Play your cards right, maybe you could know that guy too. Takes is a phone call. Here, lend me your wrench in case this old flivver objects to the tow hook. Puzzle over your cool grin for a moment, then shrug at each other. Go unlock the garage door, don't take all day. Did we get another grease gun? Do we actually have a second... We do have a second grease gun. Oh, we actually have 2 Doughboy loaves too. Let's start selling these. Oh, yeah, here it was. Sandwich, April 18th, 1858. A flattened sandwich has been carefully concealed in the folder. So that's what the password was all about. Pressed ham panini. Huh. 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 Well, gotta stop there, so I hope you enjoyed, and we will return for more Shadows over Loathing next time. See you then.